15 days old and was very hungry. The kid was so hungry that he clung to human fingers. He also had a stomach infection. The baby was immediately taken to the Sanjay Gandhi Animal Center. Now the baby will definitely be properly cared for and he will always be well fed. When he grows up and gets stronger, he will go into the wild. This 6-point bull elk very unsuccessfully jumped over the fences and fell right on its back in the snow. The unfortunate beast tried to roll over, but all his attempts were unsuccessful. A man who saw the forest dweller in trouble immediately called the Oregon State Police. When the troopers arrived, the poor fellow was already completely exhausted. With the help of a rope, the man turned the elk to the right. The elk could hardly stand on his feet, but after a short time, he swiftly walked forth through the snowdrifts. Despite the fact that water monitor lizards is a protected species of lizard, someone still decided to hurt this little one. Nick Evans received a call reporting an injured lizard. When Nick arrived, he was shocked by what he saw. Someone pierced this little lizard's chest with a hook. That same evening, Nick, along with his friends, began to urgently save the baby. They pulled this awful hook out of the lizard. In the morning, the baby was injected with an antibiotic. And when the water monitor lizard fully recovered, he was released into the wild. A little kitten named Cougar has been in the tree for 6 days. He was very hungry and thirsty.
Hi. Oh, I know. I'm here to take you down, mister.
The poor fellow climbed 80 feet up, and the owners called a rescuer to finally bring their beloved cat home. The tree was very sticky due to the resin, and the gear started to stick a little. Cougar was glad to see the rescuer and easily walked into his arms to get home at last. Carrie, a flying fox, was found in a flower pot on the balcony, and the homeowners called a lifeguard from Megabatty. But Carrie didn't want to leave. The woman wrapped the baby in a blanket and gave her glucose. The tired toddler was taken to the Flying Fox Center for recreation. This woman does a lot for these poor creatures that sometimes get in real trouble, and they almost never have a chance to survive without her help. Due to Hurricane Laura, many marine mammals needed human help. For example, this bottlenose dolphin. The poor thing was in a roadside puddle formed after the storm. To help the dolphin, the people from different organizations teamed up and released the dolphin back to its native Gulf of Mexico. The man, Devnaz by name, saw an injured cat near his office. The cat had blood on his muzzle. He looked like a fighter after a fight in the ring. The bloody cat was in agony from pain and did not allow himself to be helped. He was partially paralyzed. Most likely, the street cat was defeated in a fight with a local street dog named Baron. The man took the cat with the help of a jacket to avoid being hit by a street fighter. The cat was in an aggressive mood. The victim was brought into the office where there was another cat. The fighter was given an injection and will soon be taken to the vet. Well, let's hope his wounds are not very serious. By some miracle, this kitten was lucky. A girl noticed him, and there was only an abandoned house nearby. The kitten cried from desperate attempts to get out of the iron shackles. The kid is stuck in a piece of iron pipe. He could not walk, and no one was there to help. Fortunately, the girl who heard him cry helped the baby to free the kitten. Some cat was seen nearby, possibly his mother. However, the kitten chose to follow his savior. The baby will now have a new and safe home. Thank you for watching this video and helping poor animals doing this. Choose the rescuer you want to help most and write the name of the organization in the comments below. On reaching 1 million views on the video in less than 3 months, we'll count all the comments and transfer $1,000 to the rescuer you'll choose. That's all for now. See ya! Hi there. Now I prepared for you a new list of heroes that save animals' lives. Watching this video, you help poor animals. We'll transfer $1,000 to the rescuer from this video, just after it gets 1 million views. All the details at the end of the video. The unfortunate raccoon wanted to feast on the remains of mayonnaise in the jar, and he nearly suffocated when stuck inside. Rescuers from the Toronto Wildlife Center came to the raccoon and quickly freed the raccoon's head from the trap. Having removed the can, which was tormenting the raccoon, the poor animal began to breathe greedily. These were definitely some of the best breaths in his life. I want to remind you that your voice means a lot in helping the rescuers to go on their hard work. So do choose the rescuer you like most. Wildlife aides Simon and Lori received a call about a fox that was seen in the parking lot of a mall. The rescuers did not immediately find the fox on site. The kid climbed under a rubbish compressor. Lori, without thinking twice, got under the press, but alas, he could not get to the fox. A metal beam blocked his path. Then the guys decided to act differently. Lori scared the fox from its place and the fox ran outside. There, Simon was already waiting for him, along with the grasper. It was obvious that the baby was not healthy, so he was taken to the veterinary clinic. The doctor diagnosed him with mange. The patient was given an injection and left in the hospital to recuperate and undergo a course of antibiotics. A week later, the baby was already healthy, and a few days later, the fox was released. If it hadn't been for the guys at Animal Aid Unlimited, this unfortunate dog wouldn't have been able to survive. When rescuers came to him, he was lying on the ground, suffering from terrible pain. The old man had a huge hole in his head and an uncountable number of maggots in it. Even the rescuers themselves were not sure they could help, but Gregory really wanted to live. His wound was washed, treated, and bandaged. Every day he received medical care and rays of love and joy. Gregory had a good appetite and quickly recovered, despite his age and such a serious injury. Cow, interested in some kind of bug, stuck her head into the tree, but could no longer pull it out. No matter how the cow wriggled, she could not manage to free herself from the wooden fetters. Fortunately, rescuers came to her aid. With the help of an axe, they widened the gap, so the cow was able to get free. Then she joyfully ran back to her herd. The poor dog tried with all his might to get out of the muddy lake, but the mud pulled him deeper and deeper. Officer John Kuligowski swam to the poor fellow on the boat, and the dog was already pulled up to his neck into the lake. The man took out the drowning dog by the collar and helped him find a harder surface on which to get out of the mud trap. A leash was attached to the dog, and another policeman from the shore lured the poor fellow to land. Hope for Paws came to rescue a stray dog mom and her puppies, but it wasn't easy. The dog did not want to show its hiding place and waited for the rescuer to leave, but he managed to track her. It turned out that the dog lived in a homeless shelter and had children from a local dog named Papa Bear. Its owner sheltered the beloved of his dog and their children in his tent. The next day, the rescuers arrived with a whole team and with surprises not only for animals, but also for people. They brought tents, food, sleeping bags, and more for the homeless. Buzz, the owner of the Papa Bear, allowed them to take the puppies and Mom. Mom Bear did not want to part with Buzz, but her love for children turned out to be stronger. The mother and the puppies made it to the shelter comfortably. They were washed and all the puppies were given cute names. And the very next day, they were sent to foster home. The wildly Indian was informed of a dire incident. A small fawn, the blue bull, was kept in captivity. Keeping this species at home is prohibited by law. It's not known where these people got the baby from, but he had to be saved. The baby was only 50